Our brother Badlands in the building. Philly, stand up. North Philly, what up? Connecticut, sincere in the building. Holla. Okay. My Instagram has us pouring in. They just got the notification on my Instagram has us pouring in. Cream in the building. My LinkedIn has us in here. My Patreon has us in here. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and say hi to each other because you know how y'all do. Y'all get that. Hey y'all, hey, pretty gays. Hey Madeline, hi Jaden, what's up, y'all? Hey King, Queen Kiana. I don't see Queen Kiana in here, but she's a usual suspect. New shirt on deck. Content King, choke no joke. You already know with the glitter letters, the diamond letters. Choke no joke on the back. All right. Working on my new line. It's coming. Long sleeves tees. They in. Weathered them broke. Choke no Joe hoodies. All right. Choke no Joe hoodies. They coming. I don't know if you can see how that black ice. You see that ice in there, right? You see something here. You see, you can't really see it how it reflects, but you'll see it when you cop it. Pardon my back. Pardon my back. That's right. You know I'm the content king, baby. Don't ever get it twisted. I'll make sure I get them on my website. I'm still designing them. Still designing them. But the hoodies at the end, they're gonna look like this one. It's gonna be like with legendary on the one sleeve, on the right sleeve, and classic on the left sleeve. To choke no joke on the hoodie, all right? That's how the final product look. I'm just working on my color schemes right now. Putting my colors together. If you want a advanced order, all you gotta do is hit me. Y'all know how to reach me. Email, website, DM, Instagram. Y'all know how to reach me. For the ladies, they come big because I'm doing this season. I'm doing the hoodie dresses. So if you like a small, I'm gonna send you a large. This way you can put your tights or your spandex under the hoodie. The hoodie's gonna come over your butt, and you could go to the supermarket or go to the gym. It's like a hoodie dress. All right. Oh, I sold out of that. That's just gone. I'm gonna come with some new ones. um, yeah. So for the ladies, if you want it regular, you can get it regular. But for the ladies, I designed it as a hoodie dress. You know what I'm saying? So it'll come on over y'all butts. And I know y'all want to sew y'all butts so you can get the regular one. You know, I know y'all gotta have your asses out. All those insecure ones. But the ones that don't, they ain't got to show their ass or your ass show through anything you put over it. It's for you. All right. So I like to see ladies with the big hoodie on and is going over their butt and they wear it like a dress. It's very sexy, fellas. It's very sexy. But ladies, if you want regular size, you can get regular size too. All right. YDK with Lily. Good looking. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate the support. Stick around. Stay around. Stay here. We ain't going nowhere. Let me give you the news. All right. I'm just saying my hellos right now. But let's get into it. I did my apparel segment, my promo. I hope y'all like the content, King. Like I said, you got the little pieces of ice in here. So when you walk in, it's glittering. You're shining on them. Don't have the effect on the screen like it do when you outside. But it's fly. Very fly. And like I said, I'm designing different colors. So y'all see the color schemes. By Monday, I have all the different color schemes. Need the Eden War Projects hoodie. Yeah, I'll make some Eden War Project hoodies. I'll do a limited edition joint. So let's get into the news, y'all. Because y'all ain't here now. So let's do it. Which story should I start with first? I'll save Kanye for last because Kanye is going to take the longest. So let's do the short stories first. First, I'm going to start with, if y'all didn't even know, let me get to the bam. Let's get into R. Kelly news. All right. Ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. It ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Okay, R. Kelly news. Let's get into it. For those who did not know, you're about to know some new news in the R. Kelly case. Secret grand jury proceedings in R. Kelly's Chicago case were briefly made public. And that's briefly. Here are 5 things revealed in the filings. Of course, y'all know that's Jennifer Bonjean right there in the middle. Even though I put my copyright disclaimer up there in the beginning, I'm going to put it back up at the top of the screen because I am using this under the Fair Use Act. Okay. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Right? So let's get into this. All right, here we go. A recent motion by attorneys for R. Kelly's former business manager, Darrell McDavid, did more than just seek government reimbursement of McDavid's legal fees. It is also lifted. Shout out to Carl M. Good looking. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate you, bro. A recent motion by attorneys for R. Kelly's former business manager, Darrell McDavid, did more than just seek government reimbursement of McDavid's legal fees. It has also lifted the curtain on secretive grand jury proceedings that led to the bombshell indictment in the first place, and making an unusual argument that prosecutors should be on the hook for Jesus Christ. And making an unusual argument, the prosecutors should be on the hook for $850,000 in the wake of McDavid's acquittal. Attorney Bew Brindley attached transcripts of grand jury meetings and testimony that were supposed to remain under wraps essentially forever. The transcripts, which were public for several hours Tuesday before prosecutors asked the court clerk to seal them, detail a crucial February 2020 meeting of the special grand jury where prosecutors were seeking the return of a superseding indictment against Kelly, McDavid, and a third associate, Milton June Brown. While grand jury proceedings sometimes come out in the open court in snippets of transcripts to buttress other testimony or impeach a witness on the stand, the filings in the R. Kelly case offered a rare glimpse of how prosecutors go about securing an indictment in a high-profile case. Here are some of the revelations in the filings. The grand jurors were wondering about something that later became a major issue in the trial. Where was the alleged tape at the heart of the conspiracy charges? Near the beginning of the February 13th, 2020 session, a grand jury asked Assistant U.S. Attorney Angel Crow, who was heading up the investigation, has the missing porn tape ever showed up? There was like a bunch. I don't know why I'm burping so much. The reference was to what prosecutors call Video 4, a tape Kelly supposedly made at his home on West George Street in the late 1990s, showing him having illegal sexual contact with his underage goddaughter and a young woman, Lisa Van Allen. Van Allen testified that she stole the tape from Kelly's collection and sent it to her friend Keith Morrell in Kansas City. The conspiracy charges allege Kelly's legal team later hired another man t-shirt merchandiser Charles Freeman to get the tape back. Kroll told the grand jury that the tape still has not surfaced, though 4 witnesses had testified to them about the existence and the alleged plot by Kelly's team to get it back. I mean, the reason why we don't have it is that you heard testimony about how Mr. Keith Morrell returned that tape to Mr. Kelly's associates and was polygraphed and paid $100,000, Kroll said, according to the transcript. So the reason we don't have that tape is because it was returned to Mr. Kelly. The tape's absence looked large at the trial. The tape's absence loomed large at the trial, where defense attorneys questioned whether it existed at all and characterized Van Allen, Morrell, and Freeman as liars and extortionists. The trial ultimately acquitted all 3 men on the conspiracy and obstruction of murder. The trial jury ultimately acquitted all 3 men of the conspiracy and obstruction counts. So R. Kelly was found not guilty. Darrell was found not guilty. And one other person was found not guilty. Prosecutors at one point showed grand jurors evidence about Kelly's illegal marriage to his 15-year-old protege, Aaliyah. As Kroll presented the case to the grand jurors, one of them asked why they weren't charging Kelly with abusing Aaliyah. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way or anything, the jury said, according to the transcript. When you first brought us evidence, you showed us the marriage license with him and Aaliyah. So I was wondering why she wouldn't be a part of it if he married her when she was a minor and abused her. Kelly married Aaliyah in 1994, Kroll explained, but the law under which they were charging Kelly, enticement of a minor to engage in sexual activity, didn't exist until 1996. The marriage was quietly annulled and Aaliyah was killed in a plane crash in 2001. Still unclear is why Chicago grand juries were shown evidence related to Aaliyah if prosecutors ended up not charging him with any conduct related to her. During the trial, U.S. District Judge Harry Lineweber barred any mention of their relationship, while defense attorneys were allowed to paint a picture of Aaliyah's uncle, Barry Hankerson, as a vindictive, control freak out to destroy Kelly's career. Kelly did face charges related to the illegal marriage at his 2021 trial in Brooklyn's federal court, where jurors found Kelly guilty of a wide-ranging racketeering scheme. The judge in that case sentenced the singer in June to 30 years in prison. Prosecutors were hopeful that private investigator Jack Palladino will come in to testify or give a statement to the grand jury, but he was killed during a botched robbery outside of his home in San Francisco. At trial, Freeman told jurors a wildly memorable tale about how Palladino, a famous private eye based in California, was a part of a scheme by Mcdavid and other Kelly associates to pay him up to $1 million to hunt down Video 4, which he said had surfaced with some people in Atlanta. Among the evidence backing up Freeman's story was a written contract he and Palladino signed in August 2001, promising $100,000 plus expenses for Freeman if he recovered a performance tape of R. Kelly. Crow told the grand jury in 2020 the contract had only recently been obtained after subpoenaing Palladino, who was also an attorney and working through all the special rules that apply when an attorney is asked to turn over records. Crow said they were still following up leads from the documents and conducting interviews, and that the grand jury might hear more testimony about them in the future, including from Palladino himself. We are going to go through the records and determine whether or not he will come and sit for an interview. And if so, then we'll determine whether he will come and testify. Crow said, according to the transcript. That's a possibility. But that apparently never happened. On June 26, 2021, Palladino, 76 years old, fell and hit his head on the sidewalk while tussling with robbers outside of his home in San Francisco, Haight Ashbury neighborhood, and never regained consciousness. The two men were arrested and are awaiting trial on murder charges. In the end, Palladino's records may have actually turned out to be more of a help for the defense than the smoking gun for the prosecutors. At trial, Mcdavid's attorneys were able to show the jury some of Palladino's memos labeling Freeman's contact with the team Kelly extortion, as well as other business records appearing to show the private eye traveled alone to Kansas City to meet with Freeman, contradicted Freeman's testimony that Mcdavid was there too. Next, prosecutors learned only after indicting Kelly that one of his accusers was not actually underage during her first sexual encounter with the singer. Lies. Van Allen, who was a key prosecution witness at the trial, told the federal grand jury in 2019 that she was 17 when she met Kelly at a music video shoot. I was at that music video shoot. The same claim she had made repeatedly in previous years, including as a prosecution witness in Kelly's 2008 Cook trial. She became minor number 2 in the initial Chicago federal indictment, which charged Kelly with abusing her. But after that, Crow told jurors in 2020 a federal investigator tried to nail down the date of the video shoot. It was apparently the first time any authorities attempted to independently verify Lisa Van Allen's age at the time she met R. Kelly. The person who owned the house where the video was shot had the records of the rental, which showed it was filmed just after Van Allen had turned 18. Crow told grand jurors. So minor number 2 was dropped from the indictment becoming instead individual D, as in David, a cooperating witness. But Crow told the panel, Lisa Van Allen, it is very important still to the indictment with respects to the obstruction of justice allegations. Van Allen testified at a length during Kelly's trial, saying that she had been mistaken when she said she was 17. How was she mistaken? The defense attorney seized on the discrepancy to paint her as a liar and opportunist. In the end, jurors acquitted Kelly and his co-defendants on charges related to Lisa Van Allen's testimony. The minor victim who added to the superseding indictment had told the grand jury Kelly first sexually abused her in New York. But that never came out at trial. At the grand jury meeting, Crow said they were adding a new victim to the charges who was a schoolmate of Kelly's goddaughter and was alleged to have been sexually abused by the singer multiple times when she was a minor. One of them in particular, the very first one, happened on a trip to New York City that she described, and an encounter happened in New York City at a hotel there. Crow said in her presentation to the jury. Then she described many other encounters with Mr. Kelly, all happening when she was under 18. And so because of that, we are adding her to the indictment. Crow said to the abused, Crow said the abuse continued after the victim, who at trial went by the pseudonym Brittany, became legally an adult. But for purposes of this charge, we're only focusing on the conduct that happened to her when she was under 18. At trial, prosecutors promised jurors that they heard directly from Brittany, but she never called as a witness for reasons unexplained. Instead, jurors were asked to rely on testimony from the other witnesses, including Jane, who said Kelly engaged her in a threesome with Brittany between 5 and 10 times. Another victim, Pauline, told the jury that Kelly had also had threesomes with her and Brittany when Paulie was 15 or 16, and said Brittany is about a year older than her. Pauline said when she was 20, she called Kelly's business posting as Brittany and threatened to go public about some wrongdoing if he didn't give her any money. Well, he called it extortion. Pauline told the jury, I called it don't play with me. But Brittany's absence did not go unnoticed by the jury, which acquitted R. Kelly of the enticement counts related to her accusations. Accusations. So that's how R. Kelly beat all those charges, because a lot of these girls was lying and they caught them in lies. So out of the, what is it, like 13 charges he had, 7 he beat, something like that. So now Darrell Mcdavid, being that he was found not guilty, he want the government to pay his lawyer fees because y'all charged him with something that he didn't do and he's not guilty. So he's trying to get his money back for that, which is smart in my behalf, right? Because as you can see, he spent a lot of money on legal fees to beat that joint.